Hi there, Scott Spiker here, and this is a 1980s home out in Fairview Village, near Fairview Village in Vancouver, and we just recently made an offer on this that was accepted, so we're currently under contract, but in a multiple offer situation where the nearest closest offer was actually $50K more than our offer was. That's right, $50,000 over our offer, and we were still the contract that they accepted. Now, why did that happen and what strategies did we use? Stick around and we'll go through that in this next issue of Cascade Living coming up next. What are some of the considerations you need to take into account to do the best job coming up with a competitive offer in a multi-offer situation? How do you stack the odds in your favor using what you know about the property and what you can realistically find out? Let's take a look. What's the price of the home that you're looking at? What price point are you in? Are you in the median price point or below? Because that's the most competitive situation. Those anymore are almost getting to be a fist fight where you'll have at least one other offer and probably more. Then what's the financial situation for your buyer? Do they have a really good down payment coming in? Do they have extra funds where maybe if there's an appraisal difference than your price that you're offering, can they make up that difference in cash? And then time frame. What about time frame? Is this something that can be done in less than 30 days? And will your lender allow that? Those are all critical questions to take into consideration when you're trying to formulate an offer to be as competitive as possible. In this particular circumstance, once I established my buyers were really serious about the home, I called the listing agent to get additional information about the seller's situation and how we might structure our offer to be of superior value to them. Turns out they wanted a quick and hassle-free transaction, and that was actually more important than price. The sellers were out of town dealing with family health issues and wanted this transaction to be worry-free. At that point, we also decided to take another closer look at the property to decide the general condition even before the building inspector was called in. Once we had an idea of what we were dealing with, we came up with our strongest offer. Out of the other offers being considered, one was $50,000 higher than what we were willing to pay for the property, yet ours ended up getting accepted. We structured our offer to highlight our strengths and address the seller's major concerns. Our offer contained a large down payment. We also felt confident enough in our offer price that we would cover any difference between it and a low bank appraisal in the event there was any. That way the sellers didn't have to worry about negotiating down on the price because of financing. This is also called a gap clause. We knew they wanted their money as soon as possible, so our lender agreed on a shorter close, and our chosen inspector was able to review the home in 3 days, so we accelerated the inspection period as well. Last but not least, our offer stated we would only take issue with expensive repairs past a certain dollar amount and/or major health and safety issues. As you can see, price isn't always the only negotiating factor. As it turned out, there were a couple of items of safety and health concern that the sellers ended up conceding price for, and my buyers got into this median priced home for only $10,000 over asking instead of their original $20,000. All of this on a home I figured was undervalued anyway. Because of our strong positioning during the contract phase, the bank actually waived their appraisal, saving my client an additional $750. Here's what my clients had to say about the process overall.
We just kind of fell in love with this one when we were looking, to be honest. I think it's just such a nice home in a beautiful neighborhood. My wife actually kind of took me out to the backyard and said, this is the space that I want to have our kids in, and I thought that, you know, I wanted to give our best foot forward in trying to get the home. Obviously, you love the home, but you can't be house poor by, you know, putting in way over the value of the home. They were asking $550 at a time, and we were like, maybe, we're gonna try, but we can afford it for sure. Because we were willing to go a little bit above asking to get this one financially, being that it was under, a financially responsible way, for sure. We love the house so much that we were willing to go there if we needed to, but we said, hey, let's pull back. Let's be realistic about what our monthly would be at that point. And as much as we love the house, we said $20K over is the most that we can do. And if they don't buy it, we're walking away, and that would be it. We'll try, but we won't get too attached for sure. Finding a home that's right for you and that fits your budget. Doing all the right things, doing all your due diligence with the inspection of the home, trying to leverage as much as you can with the sellers, working with a fantastic real estate agent who can find the price point that works for you, and then a loan officer as well who can crunch the numbers that can make sense for you financially. And then trying to also be smart about living below your means. It's hard, but you have to have the discipline to at least put 20% down for a home. So once you have that 20% down, doing whatever you can to have a strong offer. We just pushed all our chips into this one and made sure we did everything in our part to get it.
Being competitive in a multi-offer situation means you got to take each individual buyer's situation into account and play off the strong suits of your individual client, while at the same time considering how that can benefit the seller and what's important to both parties. It's a balancing act that requires great negotiating and communication skills.
Choose Scott. He's a great guy.
When you need an experienced agent in your corner to advocate for your best interest, look me up.